Terminator Dark Fate is the sixth entry in the Terminator franchise, and it takes place after T2 Judgment Day, where they stopped Skynet in 1997. And so, but then there is another Judgment Day of another computer robotic system called Legion. And so in this new Judgment Day, post Judgment Day, and it's like and we go to the 40s, 2040s, and so we see the new resistance leader, Danny, from Mexico, sent back an advanced, not a Terminator, an advanced human cyborg, and to go back and protect her from her younger self, from a Rev 9, who is basically the T-1000, but has the endoskeleton of a T-800.
Body's a weapon.
Sorry.
This Terminator is the Rev 9, the most effective killing machine in the franchise. It's so deadly because it can split into two different entities.
It is.
And then Sarah Connor comes along and decides to help them out as they try to kill him off and store the future. So I did not see T3 and Terminator Salvation. I've only seen the first two and Genesis. So I'm gonna say I'm not the biggest T2 fan. I like the first one better, just because I like the gritty style and just how, like, James Cameron, because this was like his second film after Piranhas. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's like really bad. But this was his second film, and it's it's really low budget, because it was produced by Orion Pictures. It's a really famous. It was which was a famous movie company until it went bankrupt in the early '90s, and I really like that movie, and it has good tension. It has one of his best because that's what he's really good at, building tension in his action scenes. That's what I really like. T2, I never got it connected with me. I really do like Linda Hamilton, because she's great in all these three movies, Dark Fate and T2 in the first. Because how in the first movie she's just this woman, and she doesn't know what she's gonna do with her life, and then until she finds out that she's gonna have a son who is destined to store balance in the world and become a great military leader. And as she comes, and that makes her become broken and mental, as she's end up in a mental institution and she's insane. And that's just and I really like, and that's what I like, and everyone in that movie is an asshole. Everyone is so mean to everyone. Like, the only person's kind of nice is the T-1000, even though he is trying to kill John Connor. But man, everyone is so mean in this movie, in T2. But in Genesis, it has actually some potential to be good. The idea of a Terminator, which is another T-1000, sent back to kind of prevent actually the first Terminator with Kyle Reese, trying to prevent Kyle from saving Sarah from the T-800. That could have been an interesting movie, but then there's the stuff how there was a T-800 that was sent back in 1973, and how, like, they've been and he prepared her for the day the Terminator would come and kill her, and then they go fast forward to 2017 to prevent Genesis, which is still Skynet, from happening. It's bad. It is a train wreck. So Terminator Dark Fate kind of bombed, and this movie had the first teaser, it really kind of showing you what you really kind of wanted out of these sequels. coming out saying that James Cameron is returning to this franchise, which I've never seen a trailer ever do to a major franchise, and saying that they got Tim Miller, director of Deadpool, showing that this is going to be a real rated R movie. Really try to get the fans excited for this movie. And, which, I mean, like, I can't see why no one would get excited for this movie, especially a fan of the Terminator. And you know, and I think, like, you know, people are saying that Terminator is a franchise. That should never happen. I mean, like, I haven't even seen the other two sequels to actually, you know, say if that's, you know, true. But, definitely, I mean, like, you know, saying that James Cameron is coming back, you know, that is exciting. Because he's kind of, the only movies that are good, that were only good in this franchise, was the ones that were directed by him. And even though turns out James Cameron and Tim Miller had a lot of creative fights on set, but I don't really think that really did anything. Like, I mean, it doesn't affect the movie, because, like, to be honest, like, you know, when people clash on the set, it doesn't affect movies that much. I mean, like, maybe sometimes, but I mean, like, I don't really think it does. And so, but yeah, it is trying, you know, to, you know, give you what you kind of wanted from another Terminator sequel. And so far, this movie has just been a bomb, you know, bombing at the box office. It's just kind of surprising. I mean, like, because a movie that's giving you everything, and then you just don't want to see it. And a lot of people are saying it's bad. And so, some people say it's bad, and some people say it's okay. I'm one of those okay people. I thought the movie was okay. So, if I'd say the biggest problem is really the opening. So, spoiler alert. The movie, so since this takes place right after Terminator 2, well, 1998, we go the year after the year that Judgment Day was supposed to happen. We see, like, Sarah and John on this beach, and it's still, like, you know, Edward Furlong. Well, it's CGI, like, I don't know, it's not actually Edward Furlong, and it's kind of like, it's just him. And then we just see the Terminator come in, like, a T-800, because it turns out there were, like, a few other Terminators that were sent in during T2 to kill John Connor. Yes, there were other Terminators, not just the T-1000, to kill John. And it kind of happens, and it's successful, and he dies in the movie. And, you know, and Sarah, is wounded and is psychologically broken, like in T2. And to me, I think really they should not have just shown this scene, because the thing is that everyone loves Edward Furlong's John Connor in T2. I mean, like, if you took all the people that played John Connor, he's at number one, like, above Bale and Clark. Forgot the name of the other people that played him. But still, it's just, I think it's more, because people said turning John Connor into the villain in Genesis was a big middle finger to the franchise. This is more of a middle finger to the franchise, just killing him off. Because someone that we just loved, and that's just kind of, I think that's just disrespectful. So, and, to be honest, because at times it does look like Deadpool. Like, you know, because I've seen a little bit of Deadpool, and it does look pretty low budget, because it is a low budget movie. And this does kind of have, like, almost the same lighting as, and, like, same cinematography and the effects as Deadpool. And it doesn't really look that good. I don't think the effects are even that good sometimes. Because, like, I mean, like, alright, so the thing I haven't talked about T2 is that I don't even really like the effects in that movie. There's just, like, a part where Robert Patrick, when he gets shot, it looks just kind of fake. I'll show you an image of it. You could just tell they just kind of put something on there. It looks more like a Halloween costume. I mean, towards the end of T2, it does look pretty good, but yeah, that stuff, it does look corny. And again, in this movie, like, the shot, just, there's so many moments, it is obviously CGI. And on the third act, it just kind of drags. It goes to, a big plane, like, fights, like, chase. Because it's just it gets too fast and furious when, Terminator, it's about time travel and robots, but, it's like, don't go too far is the thing. So, and yeah, that's just mostly it. So things I really like, and I really love seeing Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor. Because she does really steal the show. And just kind of, she's definitely looks like she was loving it. And also seeing Arnold, because it is the same Terminator that killed John in the beginning. And so we see after his mission, he starts a family. He has a wife and a child, and like he's like 20, his 20s, and it's kind of like, and it's not over the top. I think it's like, it's kind of beautiful, kind of see a Terminator have a family and learn, to be human. And its introduction is just kind of so big, even though we saw him in Genesis. But I feel like he's used better in this movie than in Genesis. And yeah, I think it's really great. And they give him a good send off at the end. Because I really do like this movie. I like him, Arnold and Linda in this movie. They're all great. Grace, I thought the idea was kind of cool because I thought she was gonna be a Terminator, but she thought she was human. Like, I think in Salvation, how Marcus thinks he's human. I haven't seen it, but that's what I've seen from clips and trailers. But yeah, Danny, she's kind of interesting, but like the thing is that there's just like so much there's not that much character in her. So the first thing is that we introduced was like her going to work with her brother. They work at some mechanical factory, like a factory it is. That's all we know about her. I don't think her character is very well developed. But the actress does a good job. I think the acting is all good in this movie, but yeah, I think Terminator Dark Fate is very flawed. It's not as bad as Genesis. It's not as good as the first two, but I just like, just seeing. But if you want to see Arnold and Linda Hamilton back together, then definitely go see it. I kind of do recommend it, but it will kind of be a little slow. I actually really had to go to the bathroom so bad at the end. But yeah, so that was my review of Terminator Dark Fate. Thank you for watching. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Not bad. It's good. Nice return to the franchise. I'll see you next time. Leave a like below and leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.